See that? All right. Now we're recording. So as you can see, can you see my screen now?
I don't think so. All I see, it says job point client training slash review. Organizer and presenter is you. And then it says, has the phone. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. So we have our upcoming events here, and obviously it's not showing anything because they all expired. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
when you click on the upcoming events, it'll take you to the actual events page. And if there was anything, they'd be in here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's weird. That's not sure. I guess it's after February 12th. So what we did here was we put in this calendar. If there's any event on any date, it'll show up with the hyperlink here. So even though they're in the past, you can still go look at it.
Okay.
And if there's stuff in the future, you can just sit here and go click through, and they'll show up here. And then you can go back to all upcoming events. So what I'm going to do now is kind of show you what you would do from your side
Okay.
to create the events. And that way we can make sure we have everything you need. And what I'll do is I'll create a user for you and or Tyree based on what you want me to do. So.
Well, I already have a user ID,
Oh, okay, great.
which I think should still be fine. Tyree does not.
Okay. Well, I can make him one, or he can use yours. It's up to you. I guess it just
Okay.
depends if you want to know who's making the changes or not. If you're both in there, that would be the only reason to keep it separate.
Yeah.
Um, so basically, once you log in, you'll see over in the left navigation right here that there's a new one called
Mm-hmm.
Event Manager. So if you click on
Okay.
that, you'll see all the old test events that we've messed with.
Uh-huh.
All right. If you
Okay.
want to create a new event, you just hit Add New. All right. So we'll tie this one like trading event. All right. And then you can put stuff in here if you want to. I'm not sure if we have that showing up or not, but so we can just say, home. Let's show you. This is just an example, obviously. Put in all your information. If there's another website, you can do that right here, or anything else you want to put in there. And this can be anything, so it could be like deltasys.com. In reality, it would be a link to like an outside website for some event you guys were partnering with somebody else probably.
Okay.
Example's sake, we'll just put our site in there. If there's an outside registration link, again, you can do that. I'm gonna put yours in here. Was it? How about we do this? All right. And if there's application link, you can put that in there as well. And what I have it doing right here is because obviously you have two kinds of events, if I remember correctly. You have registrations or else you need an application. So if you put in both of them, they will both show up. If you only put one, only one of them will show up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't need the other ones, if you just leave it blank, it won't do anything at all.
Yeah.
All right. If
Perfect.
there's no duration, again, you can put 3 hours. You can put, 2. I didn't put this automatically because I wasn't quite sure how you'd want everything formatted.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
put in there whatever you want to. And then you just
Uh-huh.
come down here and pick your date. So we'll pick the 27th. You can pick the time if there is one.
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. And then you can do, the same day. Would just be, 11 or, whatever, 5. Or you can do the next day too. And, say it's from there to there. I don't know why you would have this, but
Mm-hmm.
you understand. All right.
Yeah.
And then, so, we can say, oh, well, that's, whatever. How many hours that is. We'll just put 20 hours. I know that's not right, but
Uh-huh.
all right. And then you have the option, all this stuff on the right side. You don't need to worry about this part. I actually need to take that out, the featured event part. Since we're not displaying anything like as a featured event on the homepage, I didn't build out that technology. If that's something you want, it would take a little bit more time.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's basically just, you can have like a separate place, like where it's like, wait, no, this is actually, I'm sorry, Brenda, I'm telling you wrong. I've been actually working on 3 of these at the same time. So if you do this one, I'll show you what it does once we get up there. So you can do a featured event if you want to. You never have to, but you do have that option now. If you haven't,
put it on the home page.
What it's going to do is it's going to highlight the event as opposed to like put it anywhere special. That's how I set it up for you guys for right now, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. If you haven't, again, all this stuff on the right, the instructor, the sponsors, all this stuff, the image, it only shows up if you put something there. If you don't put anything there, it won't even appear at all. So, all right, so if we publish this, all right, so now let's go back to the website. All right, and we should now have an event in here. So you can see how everything showed up. So this was what it would show on the first page. I have it showing 3 different events right now on the home page, like the next 3. That's all for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, since they're kind of big and stuff like that. And I think it's basically the next 3 events that are coming up. And so then obviously you can click on upcoming events. All right, and so what it did was it put this in a featured event right here. And when you select featured event, it's going to give it a special title, and it's going to put like this blue box around it and stuff like that. And I'll simply show you the difference here. We'll just turn this off, and you can see nothing changes except the way we present the information. Now it's going to put it under upcoming events. So, and the idea is if you have like one special event coming up and a whole bunch of other ones, you would have your featured event at the top, and then you're going to have a headline that says like other upcoming events or upcoming events, and then everything else will be listed underneath that.
Okay.
All right, and you can see here on the calendar, we now have an entry for the 27th. And what the calendar actually does is when you click on this day, it's actually going to give you all the events for that day. So if you had 2 or 3 things on the 27th, it would actually list all of them out right here.
Right, okay.
And then you could click on the single one, and then it's going to display however much information you put there. And so just for, just to show you some of the differences, I'm just going to put some stuff in here real quick, and so you can see how it changes automatically without you having to do anything. I don't know. And you can, before we go live, if you want, we can just leave this in here and you guys can mess with it and try to put in all the different stuff and see how it's all going to display. And we can go do anything, another training session if you wanted to, stuff like that. Is that right? It seems weird that I don't know it off the top of my head, but I've been working on the staging site the whole time. So,
all those series on like the notifications of like passing that test, did you just get all those? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
All right. So you can also put an image on there, like if you have a flyer or something like that. It might just take a few times to kind of mine the sizing and stuff like that till you get kind of like, it looks kind of like how you want it to. So I'm just gonna, let's see, let's do this one. It's a little bit of a nice size right there. So I'm gonna set that in there. All right, so if this is our event, we changed a bunch of stuff. Actually, let's not do that. So then once I update it, I'll come back over here. I'm just going to refresh this to make sure our changes are there. All right, so we have our training event right here, which is great. That's not right. Why is it not doing it? It should have showed up perfectly and it didn't, so I'm upset now. All right. So it puts your presenting sponsor right here, which is me. If you have a URL, it automatically links my name, which is where I put the DeltaSystems.com. This is a little off, so I need to fix this. That's my fault. And now you can see like your register button showing up here, your more information link, all your speaker information. And so basically if you put stuff in there, it shows up. If you don't, it won't. So you should have the ability to really customize these, up to the point of the different fields that we've talked about. So
Right, that's great.
yeah, so I'll do this is just a little bit of styling. It'll take like 5 seconds. It's no big deal. But just don't see why. So if we go back to all upcoming events, it might. It should. Yeah, there we go. Here you can see how that looks really nice with the image and sets everything up. So then if you had like a bunch of other events, it would list them all out right here underneath them, from soonest to soonest to farthest away. Sorry. So
Right.
I know that's a lot. Do you have any questions off the top of your head, or do you want to get in? I can check your user status and make sure you can get to the staging site and send you that email, and you can get in there and play around and let Tyree play around if you want to, and come back to me with any.
That would be great because I do use it a lot, so I'm pretty familiar with WordPress, and it looks like it's pretty standard. But yeah, I think it'd be good to have some time to play.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is make sure you guys are both set up, and we'll just go from there. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll send that out either tonight or tomorrow morning. Make sure you guys' user stuff is set up, and if you guys have time on Monday, you can mess around and let me know any changes we can make for you guys. So.
Sounds great.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Looks really, really nice.
Oh,
you did
good.
a wonderful job.
Good. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a lot of fun. So.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So. All right.
I know Tyree's really excited about it because he's kind of responsible for getting people enrolled in the classes, and so he's been really chomping at the bit to have a calendar that he can send people to for when the classes are and so forth. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, that'll be great then, since he's going to be using it. He'll be able to really know what we need to fix up to make it perfect. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. I thank you for your time. I hope you have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Okay.